Hello and welcome to What's Sean Your Mind. My name is Gavin Sean.
My name is Jaren Sean. We're just two avid sports lovers giving you our take on today's sports from the younger generation perspective.
And we also do not do any biased sports talk. We are both from Hawaii. We don't have, a sports city team here. We both kind of just watch ESPN, whatever's on TV, whatever games are on, and that's how we make our decisions, on who we like. We're not going to be biased to any cities, any fans, and we just want to inject a new, sports kind of feel into it. A lot of the analysts and, perspectives you get from sports are a lot of the older guys, guys who have watched different players play, definitely raised in a different time, not in the social media era. Both of us are very young guys. I'm 19, he's 18. Yeah, so we're just looking to have some fun, and we love doing this. We love talking about sports. We love watching sports. We're really big fans, and
Just
we hope
get
you
our
love
word
it.
out to you. Yeah.
Exactly. So, Jaren, we're going to be talking about Super Bowl 49, what we thought really went well for New England and Seattle. It was a great game. We're just going to talk about what happened. Jaren, what did you like that New England did well in this game?
All right, Gavin. Well, what New England did well, definitely big plays and big moments. So, who would have thought an undrafted camp invitee Malcolm Butler, cornerback, would be the hero in this game? You told me that a couple weeks ago. Would have laughed in your face. I don't even know. Coming into this game, I had no idea who he was, to be honest.
I don't think anybody really knew who he was, to be honest, too. But, he made a great play, too.
Right. His interception on second down from the 1 yard line just cemented Brady, his fourth ring, cemented him, guaranteed Hall of Fame, one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback to ever play the game. He's on the list now with only Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw as the only quarterbacks to win four Super Bowls. Another point, I thought Julian Edelman, he was just brilliant the whole game. Obviously, Brady's safety net, whether third down, first down, just even little bubble screens, just little, slant, just little out route. Julian Edelman, he's always there. He's always reliable. And you know what? He came up especially big on third down.
Yeah, he actually really did. And another thing I really liked about New England was I liked their in-game adjustments. After Chris Matthews went off in the first half and he, went up to put up those big 100 yards and stuff, the New England Patriots moved Brandon Browner onto him. And that was a great move. He's a way bigger cornerback than Kyle Arrington or Logan Ryan, whoever was trying to cover him. I really liked also taking out Kyle Arrington and they put in Malcolm Butler, which was, a great move. It paid off big in the end because he did get that interception. And also, I liked how when Marshawn Lynch started picking up some momentum in the third quarter and he felt like, man, Seattle's taking over this game. They're going to, run away with it now. They go on and make some adjustments in the fourth quarter. They start blitzing more, making Russell Wilson try and beat them. And I think it really was a difference in the game in the fourth quarter. Yeah, and Jaren, Seattle did play a great game too. They definitely had a lot of chances to win.
Right.
They definitely blew it in the end, but they were really great all game. It was still a really close one, and you got to give them credit for that. They were playing a very good, strong game. And Jaren, what did you like that Seattle did?
Well, you know what, Gavin? I thought Seattle, throughout the whole game, they had excellent pressure on Tom Brady. Michael Bennett, obviously defensive MVP. You got to give it to him. Might not show up on the stat book. He didn't record any sacks. I think he had a few tackles here and there, but definitely if you even just watch the game, definitely the whole game, just whatever alignment they threw on, it didn't matter because he just totally disrupted Tom Brady. I think he was the key reason why Tom Brady threw 2 interceptions in the game. I also think that Chris Matthews, the receiver out of Kentucky,
Yeah, Chris Matthews,
CFL, former CFL player,
amazing guy.
Amazing. Came into this game, had 0 catches throughout his entire NFL career. He'd only played in 3 games.
Yeah, he actually had the onside kick recovery against the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
So he did do a lot for that game too, and helping.
So he was the reason why they were there in the first place, and he's the reason why they had a great chance in this game. So came into the game like I said, no career catches came into this, and then in this game saved his best for last, 100 yards plus receiving. And you know what? That second quarter go route from Russell Wilson, that is honestly what started the game for Seattle. Because up until then, Seattle their offense was just nowhere to be
Yeah, I
found.
mean, New England did a great job too. Right. Darrelle Revis completely shut out Doug Baldwin besides that one touchdown catch where the referee kind of shielded him.
It's kind of a blown play.
It's a pick play and stuff.
That's what you want to say about it.
Yeah, and then Brandon Browner was taking out Jermaine Kearse in the first quarter. Seattle really didn't have any offense. They were really stacking the box and making Russell Wilson beat them. Right. So I think Chris Matthews gave him a nice energy boost, and he definitely kept New England on their feet. Otherwise, it could have been a very ugly game. I definitely agree with you in saying that Bennett was the MVP on defense. I mean, the LOB gets a lot of credit. Bobby Wagner gets a lot of credit too. But the way Michael Bennett played, and he was just all over the field. It seemed like he was in the backfield at every play. I mean, I know he did jump offsides on that last play, but he did get kind of pushed by, I couldn't tell who it was, if it was Irvin or Thomas or someone pushed him kind of over the line. But, I mean, he was unreal that game. Another guy, like you mentioned, Chris Matthews, I mean, yeah, he was basically.
Offensive MVP.
Yeah, he was basic. Yeah, I think he was the MVP too. I mean, yeah, you have Marshawn Lynch and you have all that, but New England kind of game plan for that.
Right.
He just stepped in out of nowhere and he just was playing amazing, and he deserves a lot of credit and he should be a part of that offense in the future. Yeah, so Jaron, we all know the biggest play of the game was Malcolm Butler's interception on 2nd and 1 from the goal line.
Definitely.
A lot of controversy surrounding the play. I mean, Pete Carroll and Darrell Bevell, the offensive coordinator, are taking a lot of criticism from fans everywhere and analysts.
Mm-hmm.
What is your takeaway from that play, and how do you feel about the play call?
All right, Gavin. So, of course, okay, I get it. I get why every Seattle fan is upset. You know, even I, watching the game personally, why would you even, throw the ball? Why would you not hand the ball off to beast mode Marshawn Lynch? Think of it as this. It's 2nd down. The clock was running. So you throw the ball. You would think, at worst, incomplete pass. They weren't meant going for the score. Pete Carroll came out and even said that they weren't meant to score. It was just more of a wasted play.
Yeah, either a score or like an incomplete pass.
Wasted play, basically. So let's say you run the ball with Lynch on that
3rd down. On that 2nd down.
On that second down, right. And, you got to call a timeout because he doesn't score. It's now 3rd down. You don't have any timeouts. So you have
20 seconds left.
Right,
yeah.
Around 20 seconds should be. You have 2 plays left and no timeout. So let's say on that 3rd down, it's 3rd and 1, you decide to pass. You pass the ball, you don't make it. Now what do?
Or even worse, if you get sacked, Russell Wilson gets sacked, or
definitely.
Bad snap. I mean, you can't take anything out. I mean, that last play Malcolm Butler made was unbelievable. You can't take anything out of consideration of what could have happened on that 3rd down play. Say they had 0 timeouts left.
Right.
So anything could have happened. So kind of going back into you now.
Definitely. Let's say, that 3rd down, you take that sack. Then what do? You can't spike it. It's 4th down now. So what do? You're gonna have to play a play call that you're not comfortable with. Play call that it's just an audible for you guys. You're definitely not gonna be able to get a play that you're definitely 100%.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to substitute.
Right.
You're gonna have to go out with your formation already on the field.
Depending on wherever your receivers were, your linemen were, you might not even have time for the last step. I don't know. Someone could have got hurt. You could have had a 10-second runoff. That would be the game. You just never know the NFL nowadays.
But. Yeah, and that's a really great point. Also, too, Seattle shot themselves in the foot with their timeouts. I know Russell Wilson called one on 2nd or 3rd down from midfield, their first one. They have to be able to get that play call off and not waste the precious timeout like that. And then also, too, after the Jermaine Kearse catch, that circus catch that if Seattle had won would have been considered one of the greatest catches of all time.
Right.
Jermaine Kearse, after that play, nobody knew what was going on. It was on the New England sideline, I believe, or it was, very far away from where everyone was watching. Nobody knew what was happening. The play clock is still running, though. That 40-second play clock is still going. Even though he got out of bounds, Seattle didn't know what was going on, and by the time they were finally settled, they got to call a timeout.
Right.
So they did shoot themselves in the foot. I guess you could have said the clock management could have been better. That's the one area that maybe you criticize Pete Carroll and Darrell Bevell, but trying to use all 4 downs, I really don't think that you can criticize them too much on the play call. I mean, it's more of just Malcolm Butler and Brandon Browner making a great play.
Just excellent play.
And, a lot of people are saying, just run it with beast mode. I mean, it was an 8-man box. They had, I think, their goal line defense out there. Very hard to run against. It's not like they had pass rushers out there. They were going to sell out and try and stop Marshawn Lynch. They had Dante Hightower, I believe, spying on Wilson. And I'm sure they're going to contain the edge and not let him get in there. So,
and And another point, Gavin. In the regular season, Marshawn Lynch had 5 carries from the 1 yard line. Guess how many times he scored?
I have no idea. How many times did he score?
Once.
One
all
time.
Season.
Wow.
So that's 20% right there.
Definitely harder to take in the Super Bowl. I mean, it is the biggest game. It is one play. A lot of people are saying it is one play, but you can't really fault the play calling because they wanted to make use of every down and they wanted to get the right play call in. And that's something you can't really, put on Pete Carroll then, because if that pass falls incomplete, say Butler just knocks it down.
Right.
They have about 20 seconds left. They have
Two
third
plays.
down and they have one timeout. They can run it with Lynch. If Lynch gets stopped, boom, they can call a timeout. They can get whatever play call they want to get in.
Last chance.
Yep, and then, we don't know what happens on fourth down. And that's the game right there. I mean, it was crazy. Definitely one for the ages. It's gonna be one that we remember. And you and me were like few of the only people in our family cheering for him when we had our Super Bowl party. Right. Everyone else was going for Seattle. Coming from Hawaii, I guess Seattle's a lot closer. A lot of people are fans of Russell Wilson.
Bandwagons.
Yeah, bandwagons, of course. I mean, it's just how football is, and we rooting for the Patriots. We're not Patriot fans. We're not Patriot fans. But definitely, we wanted to root for someone, and we wanted to root for New England. So it was a great surprise for us. Definitely very entertaining.
4 rings for Brady.
Yep, he will go down as one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest.
Right.
So very great game, and very happy for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. I think that Deflategate was just blown out of proportion. It was just something that the media just needed a story to talk about, and I don't think it's going to affect their legacy. I'm not going to be judging their legacy on it. I'm not sure how you feel about it, but I know I won't make that.
I mean, also, Gavin, the Deflategate, I mean, look at the score from the game. It was 45-7 New England. Do you really think that it would have been that big of a deal? I mean, give and take, couple touchdowns here and there. You can't say that they won the game because they deflated the balls. You don't even know that Tom Brady was even aware of that the balls were underinflated.
Exactly. I mean, Belichick and Brady, I'm sure they have more important things to be worrying about before the game. And also in the first half, that's when they were using the so-called deflated footballs. Say something, 17-7, bring in the regular footballs, and then all of a sudden it's 45-7. So, I mean, I don't think it has that big of an effect. I could definitely see if Brady and Belichick lied about it, Robert Kraft lied about it, and they knew, that changes everything. But right now, we're just going to wait to see what the NFL says. Right now, I don't think it's going to affect their legacy. I'm not going to be judging Tom Brady and Bill Belichick on Deflategate. I think they, they're the greatest coaching and QB duo of all time. And awesome. Now, Jaron, after the game was over, before New England took a knee, we saw that big fight that broke out at the end.
Very unprofessional.
Very unprofessional. I mean, I already find it very hard to root for Seattle in the first place. I mean, just the way they act when they win. I mean, they're going to act like that when they lose. Very, very unprofessional, very non-classy. I'm glad. I heard Richard Sherman's post-game interview. He sounded like he was very humbled by the experience, as he should have been.
He was actually the first one to shake Tom Brady's hand after the knee. So I give a lot of respect to Richard Sherman for that.
And yeah, I mean, Richard Sherman, great player. Sometimes sometimes he sticks his foot in his mouth, but you can't fault him for being one of the greatest corners in the game right now. And if not the best, he is the best, and he's very great at what he does. How else do you feel about that post-game fight and, what happened after the game?
All right, well, Gavin, I was looking at Bruce Irvin's post-game interview, and, it was a tough one to stomach. I actually really felt sorry for the guy. His emotions did get a little bit better of him before the game ended, and, he did get ejected. But in his post-game interview, and I quote, he said, "I don't understand how you don't give the best back in the league, not even the 1 yard line. It was the 0.5 yard line, and we throw a slant." Think about it like this, I feel you, Bruce Irvin, like I said, it's actually a team sport. Football is a team sport. You can't depend on one guy to carry the load for you. Your teammate, Marshawn Lynch, came out and publicly said that, he wasn't expecting the ball. He was okay with not getting the ball on that second down.
Yeah, and the thing, too, is New England knew Marshawn was going to get the ball.
Exactly.
So they were selling out to stop Marshawn, too. I mean, with that goal line defense, they weren't looking to sack Wilson. They weren't looking to, double coverage Baldwin or Curse or whatever. They were going to stop Marshawn Lynch. And, Seattle tried to, be one step ahead and outthink New England, and it turned out to backfire. It was a very big play. I mean, there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. I know that people are saying there's a conspiracy theory on it. How do you feel about that conspiracy theory on people saying that they wanted Russell Wilson to get the final touchdown and be the hero and be the guy remembered for the Super Bowl and not give it to Marshawn Lynch and let him be the hero when, his post-game interview isn't going to be the most exciting one to hear?
Well, you know what, Gavin? I just look at it this way, everyone wants to see, or everyone would rather see Russell Wilson succeed over Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch
definitely in the Seattle organization. Definitely. I know as a fan's perspective, a lot of fans love Marshawn Lynch for the way he acts, and he's a great guy, and he's a great player. You can't fault him for that. But I do agree with you when you say that Russell Wilson is the face of the franchise and that he's the poster boy, and I do agree when you say that. And that concludes our first episode. We hope you guys enjoy it. Like we said, leave your guys' comments below. Anything you guys say is very helpful to us. And that concludes our first episode of What's on Your Mind. You guys have to hear what's on our mind. We want to hear what's on yours. Thank you, guys.